Hey, what's going on, guys? Day 10 of 12 weeks to a 10K agency. And like I told you, everybody, I've been doing these get informations in person. I haven't printed out the other sheets yet. I am slacking a little bit. I am going to make sure I get down there tomorrow, get the other sheets printed out, and get more of these printed out because I've been filling them out. But I did watch the E evaluation, which was huge, and the end today. So I'm sticking to my regimen of watching the training every day and then trying to apply. But I'm still hung up more on this get information thing because, like Billy said on the training, and he alluded to a few times, the more you do this over and over and over again, the better you'll get. So I visualize the process, which of course, I mean, I don't want it to sound like theory, but I visualize the process and the question as to the point where I can go through it without these sheets, but I keep them in my hand because I don't want to get too far away yet. I'm still just learning how to do it his way, and that's the whole point of doing this, is to do it his way. There's some things from G to N where we are now that I've done in the past, but because I didn't have a coach or any guidance or a coaching program, I didn't know that that was something I should have stuck with, or this and that, because you know, as entrepreneurs and as someone that's always hustling, you're always willing to switch up in the game, and sometimes you don't need to switch, you just need to know what to cut and what not to cut. So definitely excited to be here and be in the group. So I did call someone earlier, and it wasn't a good time for them. And the other one I did again was in person. So what I was going to do was one of the companies I was doing a few years back, it was a network marketing company, and basically sold stuff online, yada yada yada. But kind of like even what he alluded to today when he said make shit up. So it was a great product or service. Let's just say you went to Walmart, you bought stuff, and anytime you bought stuff at Walmart, they gave you money back. So what happened with me was I was, you know, getting customers, and on top of that, I had gotten over $1,000 cash back myself. And then what I had to do in order to get more people interested, I ended up going on Craigslist and started writing ads. And I started saying, I made some shit up and called it mystery shopping. But basically I aligned the process so that way it would get people in to see what I had to offer. And if they met certain criteria, I would even give them money. But everybody wasn't going to meet the criteria. But I thought it was worth a shot to see if I can get some momentum. So in a month's period, by running Craigslist ads, getting people, you know, calling people, like when he was talking about in the evaluation having the scripts, but when he said that, it was crazy because when people called in, I had this script that I made up on the fly and just was like, I need to write that down. I wrote it down. I ended up building out a whole process so that way there was people on my team. I was saying, hey, I've been getting these customers. I need you guys to help. There's too many people calling. I can't track the sales of who's coming in, who showed up to an appointment, who's becoming a customer. So I made this whole system set up. So they said you need to know the scripts. That's important because, and even then they have to be practiced, because when I turned over a portion of that, you know, to someone else, I mean, they were new at it. We didn't get as many appointments. And one thing that blows me away too, which I took away as a mini success, was the fact that, you know, he has that scale from 1 to 5. 1 is trying to sell stuff online, it's the holy grail. 2 is trying to get people to come in person. So for me to be running Craigslist ads for free in my area, in the, you know, I think it's Norfolk, Virginia area on Craigslist, and in a month's time have over 40 people show up. Well, I said probably like 50 people. And out of, you know, those 50 people, at least 40 of them signed up as free customers, and I even got some people to pay me $99 to become a customer, and I'm still making money off those people. But those are the parts of the process that I put in place that, like, again, trying to do everything yourself you can't do, and that's why, like, for me it didn't work out long term, is because that was too much to handle by myself, and I didn't know whether I was doing the right thing. So to see that and to know that we're on the right path is cool. So what I'm going to do is a quick walkthrough as if I'm talk to myself as if I was that company again, and you know, kind of like, man, you'll see. All right, so the name of the business. So the name of the business I had at the time was Shoppers Are Us, or it was Global Save, I believe. I can't remember. So the name of the company was Global Save. It was in business for a year. Number of employees was technically me, and again, it was direct sales. So this was just something I was doing on the side. So direct sales, number of employees. So I really didn't have any employees, but I had 3 people that were with me that, you know, were under my direction, was willing to play ball. So I had 0 to 5 employees. And the name of the employees, one's Matthew, that's one of my buddies I still talk to all the time. And then Desmond, and then Christmas. And Matthew's role was, he was to write the ads, which I had made scripts and showed him how to, basically had a procedure I wrote. I used to work at the shipyard and, we build ships to specs that were drawn. So I used to have to read procedures, and I was in quality assurance, so making procedures up for people to understand just came natural. So I made a procedure up for Matthew so he can run ads. And his rating at doing that, it has nothing to do with sales, so I don't really want to get into that. I was basically the sales guy. The whole thing was, he was tracking sales, and then I got her on the phone eventually, and then I was the salesman. And like I said, out of 50 people that showed up, I closed at least 40 of them. Because I was giving something away for free, and it was the way I introduced the project, and I was really big on learning my pitch and all that other stuff. So nonetheless, sold 40 out of 50. So at that time, that would have put me in at least a 4, right? So I'm a rating over 4. My close ratio, that's pretty high. So familiarity with people in my business, we were definitely a 1. No one heard of us, and all the traffic came off of Craigslist. We got a bunch more calls. So if I was to break this down, the amount of calls, but when we actually got people to show up, and this is all in a month's time, and like I said, getting people to show up is hard. So I didn't, anyway, monthly sales. For this portion here, I never got to track those. I want to say we sold probably 5 VIP customers, which are $100 a piece. So that was 500 because this was only for a month. And then the free customers are free, but the way the shopping works is I didn't get paid for like 2 or 3 months down the line for everything they bought. I always got a percentage, so I don't know what that number is. So again, that wasn't a business then, was it? Asshole scale, I'm all right. Most successful promotion all time, again, that was that Craigslist ads we were running. It was really simple, telling people to come in and mystery shop. And like I said, I would structure the whole process so that way I would introduce the company after they were already interested in me. I had a little PowerPoint that was like 10 minutes long. And then, like I said, at that time when I was doing that, of course you can bring people into the company with you. And just the way I presented it, people wanted to be customers and they wanted to come on board. But at the time, I didn't know where the direction of the company was heading, and things weren't stable, and I didn't want to bring somebody into a volatile mix. So I held everybody off, but it was pretty cool how it started working. So then next we're going to go into products and services. So our only product was cashback shopping. Cashback shopping. Shopping and travel. They say entertainment, but I don't know how you get cashback on entertainment. But explain in one sentence how your company makes money. Company makes money by getting shoppers, see again. And I used to have this, so to come up with a straight answer, sometimes this is where you hit a stumbling block. And that's where I've been hitting the stumbling block with everyone that's answering it. Because basically how they make money is they get shoppers, they go buy things online, and when the shoppers buy online, they get cash back. That's how it works. I mean, to add another sentence which is outside of the scope, which I would have to go back and fix, the company that I worked with, they had a deal with the store where they got such a percentage because it was bringing so many people that they gave a portion to the customer and they kept some for themselves. How would I explain that in one sentence? I don't know, and it's really not important because I'm not doing that anymore. Explain to me as if I was a 5th grader what the product or service does. If you were a 5th grader, I would tell you, hey, do you shop at Walmart? They'd be like, yeah. Well, look, if you go through this website first, let's just say it's the Global Save or whatever, and then click Walmart there, they'll give you 6%, I think it was 6% at the time. They'll give you 6% back on everything you buy. And there was stores and things that did it all the way up to 70%. I mean, and this is all name brand stores, but one thing I noticed too was, you said being specific, finding people that want one thing instead of trying to introduce them to 10,000 stores. That was a big issue I had. I had at one time, I think Starbucks was giving 11%. And so I started a Starbucks campaign right before I stopped doing this. And I was like, hey, if you drink Starbucks, they give you 11%. And then people were like, hey, that's great. Then when they come and see the Starbucks, they're like, what's all this other stuff? I'm like, oh, that's just Walmart. But where else do you shop? How else do you pay for your travel? Use Priceline, that's like 15%, whatever. So you got to be specific. And then that goes into the end, like you said today, giving them different things. You know, I didn't make that shit up, but, you know, it turned into making some shit up. So it worked out. How much does the product or service cost? You got two options. I guess you would have to list these separately. So we're going to go with the VIP because I want to make money. The VIP was $99 a year, which that's not expensive. I told you I made, I think, $900 in cash back in a year, and I don't shop that much. Most of my shopping was at Walmart, only because of their prices, you know. But where's the greatest benefit, happiness, time, and result? Well, I would have to say the result, because if you're getting a discount, that's cool, but when you buy something and then they send you money back, like I was getting money back I could take out of the ATM, that was the result, getting money back. I mean, that was the greatest benefit, getting money back. So who did this product benefit the most? And this is where, again, he talks about being ultra specific, and this is something that I didn't get down to on my way out, you know, on my transition out. But I would say anybody, because everybody shops online. Like, that's the dumbest shit you can say. Yeah, everybody shops online, so everybody's my target. So, I mean, looking back, I wouldn't be able to give you an accurate look because I didn't take those kind of notes. I'm just being honest with you. But I know from now on to do so, and I know that to provide that value to the people that I work with so that they can do the same. Worst case, they have records and they can look back and get an idea. So let's just say that let's just say they were moms, you know, the stay-at-home soccer moms. So we're going to say women, and I hope no one takes offense to that, but I know a guy that actually did make a killing doing that, but I didn't target them. So women in that between the ages of, I think there was like 30 and 45, let's just say, color, race, they were white women. Income, I think collectively, let's say at least 50 to 75K. Places they hang out, soccer games. So look up youth soccer associations. And competitors, things that they like. Oh, Ebates was similar, and there was others. So I can market to people who like Ebates. Education, don't know. I should have put that for some of these like this, I don't know. Education, and marital status, usually they were married. Okay. Now, evaluating the content, I didn't really have any content. The company itself had content, which I could say their content was at least a 3. It wasn't like they was continually updating, putting stuff out, but anything they did put out was of high quality. How was the current product or service being sold? Technically, it was in person. It was done online, but for the most part, if you didn't get someone in person, it just didn't happen. So I remember him saying something like that on a training. It's important to note that payments are accepted online, but in person is where it really happens for this case. Rate the process of the currently being sold. For the way that was set up, I don't know. I don't want to be, let's say, 3. I wouldn't want to go all the way 5. I started to. And last but not least, the process. Last but not least, the process. I gotta make this quick because I'm gonna go pick up my son. So, product or service again, cash back. And the problem in one sense that it solves. Additional, damn, when you put it like that, it makes the shit seem difficult to answer. I mean, it didn't technically solve a problem, it just provided us a benefit. I mean, people don't know they have that problem. So I guess I would say overpayment for goods. And then the solution in one sentence would be get cash back. Shop through us. Shop with us. All right, now the attention assets, what we had Craigslist ads. Craigslist. Let's get rid of this. Craigslist ads. Sales mechanism was a presentation. Oops, presentation. All right, next is who's receiving the inquiry rate. It was me, and I was closing at least a 4. So Gerard, 4, and then how to process payment. Payment was processed on. I don't want to write too much. So anyway, that's just an example of me going through it as if I was a customer. Granted, I wouldn't have been personally ready to take this on because I wasn't nowhere in position. As most, a lot of the people that I've been running across, and there's people that are in position that I've been running across too, but you got to die down the notion that people aren't ready yet. And like I said, if anything, just provide them some value, but you can't help everybody right now. Later, fellas.